Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here. The question about the next stock market crash isn't a matter of if, but really a matter of when. There are just too many signs that we are on the edge of some really tough economic times. We've got war on multiple fronts, movement away from the U.S. dollar on the international stage, a weakened job market, and a recent surge in stock prices that isn't really backed by anything other than investor overconfidence. What's going on right now just isn't sustainable, and when it starts to crumble, it could all come down very, very fast. When the next stock market crash comes, wouldn't you rather be a week or a month too early rather than even a minute too late? That's why my friends at United Patriot Coin are offering to help Americans rebalance their portfolios and prepare for the coming market crash by investing in precious metals. They've always been able to help you protect your liquid assets, but now they can help with funds in your IRA or 401k retirement account also. There is a little-known law that allows Americans to own physical precious metals inside of an official IRA account. This isn't gold stocks or shares in some random mining company. We're actually talking about actual gold and silver coins and bars. The metals you put in your IRA are the exact same ones you will get out when you take a distribution. You can even buy and sell within your IRA without the messy tax issues you have with other transactions. The experts at United Patriot Coin can help you through the entire process, from opening and funding the account to selecting the best metals to put into it. Visit UnitedPatriotCoin.com, that's UnitedPatriotCoin.com, or call their office right here in the state of Texas at 844-202-7834. As a special bonus, tell them that Alan West, the old colonel, sent you, and they will cover your setup fees on qualifying accounts. God bless you all, steadfast and loyal. Hey folks, welcome back to the Steadfast and Loyal program. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here. For those of you all listening, you'll have to maybe check out the video of this segment, because now I'm going to do a little show and tell. I got some real interesting things here. I got a couple of weapons, my personal weapons, that are replicas from World War II, and they are the replicas of weapons that our United States paratroopers used. And what is interesting, you know, the current president of the United States of America says that no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. He was talking about the Second Amendment. And you always hear the left saying, you know, we don't want you to have those scary weapons of war. They're just terrible. They're horrible. Why would anyone want to own a weapon of war? Why do you need to have a weapon of war? Because I can. Because the Second Amendment says I can. And so here we have an M1 Thompson, 45 caliber. Let me tell you something. This is a man's weapon. This is a heavy sucker. But I tell you what a beautiful, it's one of my favorites. And here's the magazine here, 30 round magazine. Oh my God. Colonel West has a 30 round magazine. Let's put him in jail. Let's put him in prison. He doesn't need a 30 round magazine. Well, paratroopers carried 30 round magazines. As a matter of fact, when you look at the movie Saving Private Ryan, this is what Tom Hanks's character was carrying, an M1 Thompson. Now, this is semi-automatic. It's not fully automatic. But yeah, this is a replica of what our men carried in World War II, the paratroopers, what they jumped in with. Like I said, 30 round magazine, 45 caliber, you see it right there. But this weapon can't hurt anybody, not by itself. I mean, I had to pick it up, and it's still not loaded. It's not, the round's not chambered. So it's not the weapon, it's the individual. And good men carried this weapon to liberate an entire continent. And the other thing that really got me was that, you know, it took me almost a year after my background check and purchasing this weapon to get this weapon released to me, because some idiot at the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms said, this is a short barrel rifle. Okay, what does that mean? Does it make it do anything different? Does the bullet come out any different? Can it come out, more than one time with one pull of the trigger? No. See, we got to stop allowing dumb bureaucrats to come up with silly, insidious rules. And oh, by the way, guess what? Those people that say an 18-year-old in the United States military especially can't own one of these, why? You ask an 18-year-old to carry an M4 to go stand on freedom's ramparts to protect this country. And remember back years ago, young men lied about their age so that they could carry one of these and jump into Normandy in the middle of the night, strewn out all over the place. Missed drop zones. But you know what they did? Wherever they ended up, they fought. This is a great weapon. M1 Thompson, 45 caliber, 30 round magazine. This over here, wow, this is another one of my faves. This is the M1 carbine collapsible stock. It's another one of the weapons that the paratroopers carried. And a lot smaller magazine, okay? There's about 20 rounds in here. 30 caliber, 20 round, 30 caliber. And once again, guess what? It was just lying there. It can't arm itself, can't load itself. But this is a classic. And I'm gonna tell you what, very accurate, very smooth. I love this little 30 caliber carbine. Real wood. Isn't it beautiful? But bureaucrats would take this away from me and probably destroy it because they don't like the Second Amendment. They think that this is mean, it's horrible, it's bad. It's a quote unquote weapon of war. It's not a weapon of war. It's a weapon that commemorates what brave men once did to keep this world free. So I'm proud to have them. Now right here, this is my rig. This is going to be my helmet that I will use to jump into Normandy. And you can see it's got, this is an authentic World War II paratrooper helmet. Got your throat strap here, got the leather chin strap that they used, and got the netting and everything. Now, what I did do, this little camouflage band here, this is kind of modern, but that kind of helps to keep the camouflage webbing onto the helmet. But you can see in here, I kind of added some additional padding, just in case the old colonel might hit his head, because I am 63, and I don't land as good as I used to, 40 some odd years ago when I was jumping. But this here is a doozy. This here, again, same helmet, World War II helmet, but this is a commemorative helmet that was made for me by a gentleman from Hanson, Nebraska. His name is Ken Hegwood. And let me just read you a little bit about Ken Hegwood. And this is actually Ken when he finished up my helmet, private, United States Army. But Ken Hegwood lives in Hanson, Nebraska, and he has spent his life perfecting helmets since World War II. His workshop shelves are lined with helmets of various types. He has a wall displaying a row of World War II helmets representing most of the Army divisions, as you can see right here in the front. 82nd Airborne Division, because I was a paratrooper. On the side here, 1st Infantry Division, the big red one. They landed at Omaha Beach. The other side here, 4th Infantry Division. They landed at Utah Beach. For those of you all that don't know, Teddy Roosevelt's son, Teddy Roosevelt Jr., was the assistant division commander of the 4th Infantry Division when they landed there. And here's a guy that had arthritis. You can go back and look at the incredible portrait. He actually hit the beach with his cane. Later on, he died. He passed because of a heart attack. But that's the measure of the men that we had. And of course, on the backside are my artillery cross cannons with the words duty, honor, country. That theme, motto, whatever that they say they don't want to use anymore at West Point. But anyhow, and also Marine units and units that served in World War I and World War II. His collection includes dress helmets from a variety of nations. Ken is well known in the vintage helmet painting community. He personally painted many helmets for the movie Saving Private Ryan. And a few years ago, his building and thousands of artifacts burnt down to the ground in front of him. But guess what? The great thing is that people there in Nebraska and all across the country got together and rebuilt Ken Hegwood's new studio. So if you want to one day own one of these incredible commemorative World War II helmets, just contact Ken Hegwood in Hanson, Nebraska, and he'll get it done for you. Now, I got to tell you, when this arrived and I unpacked it and brought it out, my little grandson Jackson, what a hoot. I mean, he put it on his head and he started marching around. He said, "I'm a soldier." Hup, 2, 3, 4. It brought tears to Pop-Pop's eyes, because that's how we create that legacy. Because his dad, Jackson's dad, will get commissioned in a couple of months as a chaplain in the United States Army. His grandpa, 22 years. His great-grandpas, also Vietnam and World War II. That's what we have these things for, to share them, to pass them on, to tell the stories so that the young men and their sacrifices shall not be in vain. Again, that's some of the words from the Gettysburg Address, the 272 words. A new birth of freedom, so that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the face of this earth. That's what they were doing 80 years ago, to make sure that the beacon of liberty and freedom, representative democracy, constitutional republic, those words will not be forgotten. They will not be tossed on the ash heaps of history. But look at what we have done. We have tossed them on the ash heaps of history because we don't talk about it, we don't teach it. How did I get, the opportunity to do this? Like I said, it started in the home, started with my dad. It started with me being interested in history, which is the reason why I'm standing here. But also, we have organizations. The Round Canopy Parachuting Team, USA. That's what I'm a part of. And that's what we do. We train us old farts, men and women, and we still go out there and we jump so that we can remember, we can preserve this history. We go out in air shows all across the United States of America, donning the old paratrooper uniforms, so the kids can see and kids can ask, and we can tell the stories. We have men like Private Ken Hegwood of Hanson, Nebraska, that is preserving history just by going out and painting helmets. Think about how cool it could be. Maybe for Father's Day, you get one of these painted helmets for a veteran in your home that could be passed down from generation to generation. We got to preserve who we are in our history. We cannot continue to allow these people with this revisionist idea of America. I mean, you think about it. I mean, now all of a sudden, America was not founded on July the 4th of 1776. We got people out here with this 1619 crap. Next thing you know, they'll say that the folks who came out there at Lexington Green and Concord were a bunch of criminals. Don't laugh, because we already have people that are saying that the folks at the Alamo here in Texas, 183 who gave their lives on the 6th of March of 1836, they were insurrectionists rising up against a government, a country, Mexico. They were fighting against a tyrant. We've got to keep these things, and we got to preserve these things. And the great thing is that all of this that you see right here before me, this M1 Thompson, this period airborne paratrooper helmet, this commemorative helmet, and this M1 carbine collapsible stock will all be passed on to generations in the West family, because they'll remember the sacrifice that was made for them to live in the greatest nation that the world has ever known.